Don't lose your independence because of a handful of nuts. Your doctor hasn't told you that one popular snack food is clogging your arteries and taxing your kidneys, while another could be the only thing standing between you and age-related blindness. We expose the worst four and show you the scientific proof behind the healing four, including the crunchy green gem that's proven to drop your bad cholesterol, LDL, and protect your eyesight. But before we dive into the discussion, please share your age, country where you live, and any health issues you're experiencing that you'd like us to discuss. Write down in the comments section below so we can address them together. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share this video to help spread these benefits to our community and others who need it. The consumption of nuts, often hailed as a universal superfood, warrants careful reconsideration for individuals over the age of 60. As the body enters the later stages of life, fundamental changes in metabolic and physiological function dramatically alter how certain nutrients, particularly the high-fat and complex compounds found in many nuts, are processed and utilized. Specifically, the detoxification capabilities of the liver and the filtration efficiency of the kidneys undergo significant age-related decline. The liver, which is responsible for metabolizing dietary fats and neutralizing circulating toxins, can lose up to 40% of its functional capacity by age 65. This reduced efficiency means that highly concentrated fat loads, certain mineral burdens, or naturally occurring toxins found in common nuts may accumulate in the system rather than being effectively eliminated, potentially leading to chronic, low-grade systemic inflammation. Furthermore, the integrity of the gut microbiome shifts, and the production of stomach acid decreases, making the tough proteins and allergenic compounds in some nuts increasingly difficult to break down, contributing to digestive distress and nutrient malabsorption. Therefore, the seemingly innocuous decision to snack on a handful of nuts daily can, over time, place a silent yet significant burden on an aging body, accelerating processes like atherosclerosis, joint degradation, and cognitive decline. This chapter sets the crucial context for understanding why a proactive, discerning approach to nut selection is essential for maintaining health and longevity in one's senior years, justifying the elimination of certain seemingly healthy options. Cashews, while popular for their creamy texture and mild flavor, present specific biochemical challenges to the aging physiology, notably due to their concentrated content of oxalates and trace remnants of urushiol. Each ounce of cashews delivers a significant load of oxalates, natural compounds that bind with calcium during digestion. For seniors, whose renal function naturally declines, typically by about 1% per year after the age of 40, the capacity to filter and excrete these oxalates is diminished. This can lead to an accumulation that precipitates the formation of calcium oxalate crystals, thereby substantially elevating the incidence and recurrence of painful kidney stones, a condition often requiring medical intervention in older populations. Beyond the renal concern, cashews are botanically related to poison ivy, containing the compound urushiol. While commercial processing is designed to remove the external shells, and most of this irritant, minute trace amounts can potentially remain. In an aging immune system, which can often become hyperreactive or dysregulated, exposure to these residual traces may trigger subtle, yet chronic, inflammatory responses. This low-grade, persistent systemic inflammation is a recognized accelerator of age-related diseases, including arthritis, cardiovascular decline, and neuroinflammation. Furthermore, the high phytic acid content of cashews acts as an anti-nutrient, chelating essential minerals such as iron, zinc, and magnesium within the gut and hindering their absorption, which can contribute to deficiencies linked to muscle weakness and compromised immunity in older adults. Consequently, for those over 60, the potential risks associated with cashew consumption may outweigh the nutritional benefits, warranting cautious reduction or elimination. The common peanut, biologically classified as a legume rather than a true tree nut, harbors two significant health risks that are particularly amplified in the geriatric population. The primary and most severe concern is the risk of contamination by aflatoxin, a potent, naturally occurring mold toxin and classified Group 1 human carcinogen produced by Aspergillus species of fungi, which often proliferate on peanuts during cultivation and storage. While regulatory agencies establish acceptable limits, the aging liver possesses a diminished capacity for detoxification, a reduction that makes older adults uniquely vulnerable to the cumulative chronic effects of even low-level exposure, leading to higher accumulation rates of this hepatotoxic compound. A secondary, yet critical issue stems from the peanut's highly unfavorable ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acids. An ounce of peanuts can provide a staggering concentration of omega-6 fatty acids, pushing the dietary ratio far beyond the optimal 4.1 benchmark, sometimes reaching thousands to 1. This severe imbalance is pro-inflammatory, triggering a cascade of inflammatory mediators that significantly contribute to systemic inflammation. In seniors, this imbalance is strongly associated with the acceleration of inflammatory conditions, such as rheumatoid arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and chronic neuroinflammation, which underlies cognitive decline. Finally, the tough complex proteins in peanuts become increasingly difficult to digest, as gastric acid production naturally decreases with age, often resulting in unabsorbed proteins that can ferment in the gut, leading to significant digestive distress and nutrient malabsorption in over 70% of older adults. For these reasons, replacing peanuts with seeds or true nuts with more balanced fatty acid profiles is a scientifically supported strategy for mitigating inflammatory burden in seniors. Brazil nuts are often marketed for their exceptional selenium content, yet this very trait poses a substantial risk of mineral toxicity for older adults. Each Brazil nut can contain approximately 96 micrograms (mg) of selenium, meaning consuming just a small handful can exceed the daily recommended intake by over 1,000%. While selenium is an essential trace mineral, the margin between beneficial intake and toxic accumulation, selenosis, narrows significantly with age. The aging kidney's efficiency in filtering and excreting excess minerals declines progressively, causing selenium to accumulate in body tissues. Symptoms of chronic selenosis in seniors often manifest subtly, including nail dystrophy, white spots or thickening, alopecia, hair loss, and eventually progressive neurological symptoms like tremors and difficulty concentrating, which are frequently misattributed to normal aging or other conditions. Furthermore, Brazil nuts are known to naturally absorb high concentrations of barium from the soil, sometimes containing several milligrams per nut. Barium is a heavy metal that, even in trace amounts, has been shown to interfere with the function of potassium channels within the heart. For older adults who may already be managing complex cardiac conditions or taking medications that affect heart rhythm, this interaction presents a specific life-threatening risk by potentially triggering cardiac arrhythmias. Given the difficulty in reliably controlling the extremely high dosage of selenium and the presence of barium, consumption of Brazil nuts should be approached with extreme caution, and alternative, more controlled sources of selenium should be sought by individuals over 60. Macadamia nuts, renowned for their buttery texture and high palatability, hold the distinction of having the highest fat content among all tree nuts, which becomes a significant metabolic burden for individuals over the age of 60. With approximately 76 grams of fat per 100 grams serving, this exceptionally high concentration overwhelms the aging liver's capacity for processing lipids. As hepatic functional reserve diminishes, the excessive fat load from macadamia nuts can strain the liver's ability to clear circulating lipids, contributing to elevated serum triglyceride levels and detrimental imbalances in cholesterol profiles. A specific concern relates to their phosphorus content. While phosphorus is necessary, the aging kidney's reduced glomerular filtration rate, GFR, impairs its ability to efficiently excrete excess phosphorus. Chronic accumulation of this mineral can lead to a pathological process known as vascular calcification, where calcium and phosphorus deposits solidify within the arterial walls, effectively turning flexible blood vessels into rigid, pipe-like structures. This stiffening of the arteries is a major independent risk factor for hypertension, cardiovascular events, and stroke in the elderly. Furthermore, the fatty acid profile, rich in palmitic acid, has been shown to be more inflammatory in older adults compared to younger demographics. Therefore, the combination of an overwhelming fat load, increased cardiovascular risk from lipid dysregulation. And the potential for arterial stiffening makes macadamia nuts a less suitable choice for individuals managing age-related metabolic and cardiovascular health challenges. The systematic elimination of the 4 problematic nuts, cashews, peanuts, Brazil nuts, and macadamias, from the senior diet is not merely a preventative measure, but often results in rapid, measurable improvements in key health markers. Clinical observations and studies suggest that removing these sources of chronic burden can lead to a demonstrable reduction in systemic inflammation within a relatively short period. The elimination of high omega-6 ratios from peanuts, oxalate loads from cashews, and liver-taxing fats from macadamias directly reduces the input of pro-inflammatory compounds and metabolic stressors. This dietary change allows the aging immune system to downregulate its heightened state of alert, leading to a measurable decrease in inflammatory biomarkers such as C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, which are strong predictors of major adverse cardiovascular and cognitive events. Patient case reports often highlight subjective improvements, including a significant reduction in joint stiffness and pain associated with chronic arthritis, and a lifting of brain fog, suggesting enhanced mental clarity and memory function within just 2 months. This positive feedback loop underscores the body's capacity for rapid healing and improved regulation once sources of unnecessary chronic irritation and toxicity are removed, making the disciplined elimination of these 4 nuts a highly impactful non-pharmacological strategy for improving quality of life and slowing the progression of age-related disease. Walnuts are distinguished as the premier nut for cognitive and cardiovascular health in the senior population, primarily due to their unique composition of polyunsaturated fatty acids. They are the only common nut to contain significant amounts of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, the plant-based precursor to the vital omega-3 fatty acids, which is critically important for mitigating age-related neuronal degradation. This ALA, along with an unmatched combination of vitamin E, folate, and potent antioxidants, forms a robust neuroprotective shield against the oxidative stress that accelerates cognitive decline after 60. Research, including studies from UCLA, has indicated that consistent walnut consumption can positively influence brainwave patterns, enhancing frequencies associated with learning and memory. Most notably, large-scale longitudinal studies have demonstrated that regular consumption of walnuts is associated with a significantly lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. The synergistic effect of these nutrients helps to reduce the pathological hallmarks of dementia, such as amyloid plaques and neurofibrillary tangles. Furthermore, the ALA content contributes profoundly to cardiovascular health by reducing chronic inflammation, improving endothelial function, and promoting flexible arteries, thereby potentially reducing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Given the dual benefit to both the brain and the circulatory system, incorporating walnuts daily represents a foundational dietary strategy for maximizing neurocognitive vitality and extending independent living. Beyond their well-established role in cardiovascular and cognitive health, walnuts offer a distinct benefit to older adults by addressing one of the most common complaints of aging: declining sleep quality. Walnuts are unique among nuts in containing a natural bioavailable source of melatonin, the primary hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle, circadian rhythm. As individuals age, particularly beyond 60, the pineal gland's endogenous production of melatonin can decrease by up to 90%, making dietary sources and environmental cues increasingly crucial for maintaining healthy sleep architecture. The melatonin found in walnuts, consumed in the evening, can contribute to plasma levels of the hormone high enough to help signal the body towards sleep onset and improved restfulness. Furthermore, walnuts provide other sleep-supportive compounds, including tryptophan, an amino acid precursor to the neurotransmitter serotonin, which is in turn converted to melatonin, and a healthy dose of magnesium, a mineral, vital for muscle relaxation and regulating the nervous system. The combination of natural melatonin, tryptophan, and magnesium creates a potent, yet natural, sleep-inducing synergy. Integrating a modest portion of walnuts into the evening diet offers a non-pharmacological strategy to support deeper, more restorative sleep, which is critical for overnight cellular repair, memory consolidation, and overall emotional well-being in the senior years. Almonds stand out as a highly effective age-reversing nut, particularly valued for their impact on cardiovascular health and their crucial role in addressing common mineral deficiencies in the elderly. The fatty acid and fiber profile of almonds exerts a powerful effect on serum lipid levels. Studies, including large trials, have consistently shown that daily consumption of almonds can significantly reduce low-density lipoprotein, LDL cholesterol, often referred to as bad cholesterol, while simultaneously elevating high-density lipoprotein, HDL, cholesterol, a mechanism that substantially reduces overall cardiovascular disease risk. This is achieved through their high content of heart-healthy monounsaturated fats and soluble fiber. Moreover, almonds are a superior source of magnesium, a mineral in which up to 70% of adults over 60 are deficient. Magnesium is indispensable for hundreds of bodily functions, including the regulation of heart rhythm, maintenance of nerve and muscle function, and modulation of blood pressure. Consuming magnesium via almonds is highly beneficial because the mineral is packaged with synergistic co-nutrients, enhancing its bioavailability compared to many supplements. Correcting this deficiency through consistent almond intake can therefore effectively alleviate common age-related complaints such as nighttime leg cramps, chronic insomnia, and mild hypertension, supporting overall physical stability and quality of life. While almonds are inherently nutritious, the traditional method of soaking them prior to consumption offers a significant physiological advantage, particularly for the aging digestive system. Raw almonds contain natural defense compounds known as enzyme inhibitors and phytic acid, which are present to protect the seed until germination. In younger, more robust digestive systems, these compounds are typically managed with relative ease. However, for adults over 60, whose stomach acid and digestive enzyme production are naturally diminished, these inhibitors can complicate digestion and reduce the bioavailability of key nutrients. Soaking almonds overnight in water simulates the germination process, effectively neutralizing the enzyme inhibitors and reducing the phytic acid concentration. This simple preparation technique facilitates the breakdown of complex proteins and fats, making the essential vitamins, like alpha-tocopherol vitamin E, and minerals, like magnesium and calcium, up to 50% more accessible for absorption in the gastrointestinal tract. Furthermore, soaking softens the tough outer skin, the hull, which aids in digestion and minimizes the potential for intestinal irritation. Therefore, adopting a simple soaking protocol for the recommended daily portion of almonds is a highly effective way to maximize the nutritional yield and ensure that seniors fully benefit from the nut's potent age-reversing properties without placing unnecessary strain on their digestive system. Pistachios hold a unique position among nuts due to their high concentration of specific carotenoid antioxidants, making them exceptionally important for ocular health in the senior population. These distinctive green nuts contain the highest levels of lutein and zeaxanthin among all commonly consumed nuts. These two compounds are critical components of the macula, the central region of the retina responsible for sharp, detailed central vision. Lutein and zeaxanthin act as an internal sunglass, absorbing damaging blue light and neutralizing free radicals that cause oxidative stress to the delicate retinal tissue. Consistent daily intake is strongly supported by ophthalmological research as a dietary strategy to maintain macular pigment density and help protect against age-related macular degeneration, AMD, which is the leading cause of irreversible vision loss and blindness in adults over 60. Beyond eye health, the protein profile of pistachios is highly beneficial for the elderly. Each ounce provides a significant source of complete protein, containing all essential amino acids necessary for combating sarcopenia, the progressive age-related loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength. Unlike some animal proteins that can tax aging kidneys, pistachio protein is easily digestible and metabolically favorable, supporting muscle maintenance and overall physical independence without placing unnecessary renal strain. Beyond their benefits to vision and muscle protein, pistachios possess a powerful and scientifically validated role in improving cardiovascular dynamics, particularly in reversing age-related arterial stiffening, a critical predictor of heart disease in the elderly. The nuts are rich in L-arginine, an amino acid precursor to nitric oxide, NO, a potent vasodilator that is essential for maintaining the elasticity and smooth function of the endothelium, the inner lining of the blood vessels. As individuals age, endothelial function often declines, leading to arterial stiffness and hypertension. Regular pistachio consumption has been demonstrated in clinical settings to significantly improve endothelial function and reduce systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Researchers attribute this beneficial effect to the unique synergy of arginine, phytosterols, and a broad spectrum of antioxidants found in pistachios. Furthermore, the combination of both soluble and insoluble fiber found in pistachios addresses another prevalent health issue for seniors: chronic constipation. The fiber content supports regularity and promotes a healthy gut microbiome, which is often compromised in older adults. Their unique feature of being packaged in shells also encourages mindful eating, with the physical act of shelling slowing consumption, leading to reduced calorie intake compared to consuming pre-shelled nuts, making them an excellent choice for weight management and blood sugar control. Pecans are exceptionally valuable for seniors due to their superior antioxidant profile and favorable metabolic characteristics, specifically concerning blood sugar management. They possess the highest overall antioxidant capacity among common tree nuts, as measured by their oxygen radical absorbance capacity, ORAC value. This high potency is crucial for combating the increased oxidative stress that is a hallmark of aging and chronic disease progression. The antioxidants in pecans function as cellular protectors, neutralizing free radicals that can otherwise damage DNA and accelerate cellular senescence. Metabolically, pecans are predominantly composed of monounsaturated fats, primarily oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil, and have a notably low glycemic index, GI of 10. This means they are digested and absorbed slowly, causing minimal disturbance to blood glucose levels. For the significant portion of the senior population managing pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or insulin resistance, incorporating pecans helps to stabilize blood sugar and prevent post-meal spikes that contribute to energy crashes and long-term vascular damage. Furthermore, the combination of healthy fats and fiber in pecans contributes to prolonged satiety and has been associated with less cognitive decline in older adults, suggesting a protective role against neurodegenerative processes linked to vascular health. Thus, pecans serve as a dual-action dietary component, simultaneously reducing oxidative burden and promoting stable energy metabolism in the elderly. To fully realize the health benefits of the recommended nuts while avoiding excessive caloric intake or potential digestive discomfort, precise portion control and strategic timing are essential for seniors. For the 4 recommended nuts, walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and pecans, the optimal daily serving size is typically 1 ounce, which translates to approximately 14 walnut halves, 23 almonds, 49 pistachios, or 19 pecan halves. Consuming these portions raw or dry roasted, without added oils, salt, or sugars, ensures the purity of the beneficial fats and minimizes inflammatory additives. Strategic timing can further enhance their efficacy. For example, consuming walnuts in the late afternoon or evening can leverage their natural melatonin and magnesium content to support improved sleep quality and nervous system relaxation. Almonds, particularly when soaked, are excellent for mid-morning or mid-afternoon consumption to provide sustained energy and deliver bioavailable magnesium for muscle function. Pecans, due to their low glycemic index, can be strategically eaten about 30 minutes before a main meal to help stabilize the subsequent blood sugar response, a practice particularly useful for managing glucose control. Pistachios, with their vision-protecting carotenoids and satisfying shelling requirement, are ideal as a mindful afternoon snack. By adhering to these controlled portions and timed intakes, seniors can effectively integrate these nuts into their daily routine to achieve maximum therapeutic effect without inadvertently adding unwanted calories or metabolic stress. Transitioning from a detrimental nut regimen to a therapeutically beneficial one requires a clear, actionable plan. The final step in optimizing nut consumption for individuals over 60 is to integrate the scientific findings into an easily managed daily protocol. This plan involves two immediate actions. First, the complete and non-negotiable elimination of the 4 problematic nuts: cashews, peanuts, Brazil nuts, and macadamias, to reduce chronic systemic inflammation and metabolic burden. And second, the systematic daily incorporation of the 4 beneficial nuts. A rotation strategy is recommended to ensure a diverse intake of unique micronutrients. For example, alternating between walnuts for brain and sleep, and almonds for heart and magnesium for snacks, and incorporating pistachios for vision, and pecans for blood sugar into meals or specific timed snacks. This change is not merely about substitution. It is a long-term investment in cellular and vascular health. The positive effects, from improved lipid profiles and stable blood sugar to enhanced memory and reduced joint discomfort, are often noticeable within months. By adopting this deliberate, evidence-based strategy for nut consumption, seniors are actively engaging in a powerful, non-pharmacological intervention that supports longevity, maintains cognitive vitality, and ultimately allows for a more independent, healthier quality of life in their later years.